So as you may know, if you're somebody who watches this channel pretty regularly, something I like to do is go out and find different places in and around Idaho to explore, since of course that's where I live. And so recently I've been trying to find and track down a number of different ghost towns that they have around here, because in Idaho, what's kind of interesting is that they have a lot of different towns and cities that have popped up over the course of the last, 100 or so years, ever since people have been settling in Idaho. And then what typically would happen over time is that it'd be a small little community of people, but then of course it just doesn't really catch on. And so people migrate to other places and we're kind of left with ghost towns. But yeah, let's see if we can break out the drone and get some footage. But as interesting as Idaho and ghost towns and, abandoned schools might be, not actually what I wanted to talk to you about. It has gotten so much colder out here. Okay, got the hat now, so that definitely helps. That's one of the things about being out in Idaho. It can just, once the wind hits, it's just instantly colder. Okay, so clearly I'm not here today to talk to you about Idaho's wilderness or ghost towns or how cold it is here. But what I did want to talk to you about was something that's extremely important if you are a creator. That is somebody who makes YouTube videos, you've got a blog, you've got a podcast, or you are some sort of content creator, or maybe you create apps, or maybe you create websites, or something of that nature. Whatever it is, you are somebody who creates. And more specifically to this video, that is going to revolve around the creation of content. But again, it can be a creator of any kind. So recently I was following the story of a particular creator who creates content, obviously, primarily on YouTube, but also has a subscription service with private locked content, right? So you can watch a portion of their show on YouTube, and then they've got the full show or a special portion of the show that then shows up on a privately hosted membership platform where, of course, you have to pay to get access. Without going through the entire story, what ended up happening was the contract expired with the particular company with whom they partnered to do that membership service. And as it turned out, they did not have access to the thousands and thousands of people who were paying them for access to that show. Not only did they not have access to the billing or to continue on and charging and making money through that platform, they didn't have the list of subscribers, so they didn't have any of the email addresses associated with people who subscribed to that paid service, and they didn't even know the number of people who were subscribed. So similarly, and on that note, I was actually having a chat with somebody recently, and one of the things that they asked me, because we were talking shop a little bit, and they knew that I worked with a number of clients and customers who are creators and also run coaching and content creators in general. And so one of the things that they asked me is, as a content creator yourself, and as with all the clients you've worked with, what is one thing that you would tell somebody who is just getting started creating content? And I've talked about it before, but I'm going to say it again, and I'm going to reemphasize it. And that is, you must create an email list. Now, this creator who I was just talking about, who had the millions of subscribers on YouTube and then thousands of paid customers as well for their membership platform, they did not only have a list of customers, but they didn't have an email list either. So as damage control, what they decided to do was, on the last few episodes of their show, while they still had time on that platform, they started telling everybody to sign up for their email list, so that you would know once you could then gain access to the new membership platform once they have moved to a different home. Now, this isn't unique amongst creators. This is something that happens all the time in different ways. We say even on platforms like YouTube or on other platforms that exist, even like Twitter or Facebook or Instagram or TikTok, we see, whether it's right or whether it's not, there are instances where they can either change their algorithm or outright ban people for violations of community standards, or again, even just glitches or problems that take place. Even if there's not anything nefarious taking place, it can just merely be them changing their algorithm so that even if somebody is subscribed to you, for whatever reason, that platform might decide one day that they don't want you to show particular content to people who are subscribed to you. That means that you, as the person creating the content, and the person who signed up to receive that content don't any longer have that mutual connection. It is completely at the mercy of the company or the platform who has facilitated that relationship. So then back to what I mentioned to that person I had the conversation with, why then do I recommend email? Email is a way that you can, independent of any major platform, still directly reach your audience. So if YouTube changes its algorithm tomorrow, you can still send out an email to all the people who want it to either sign up on a different platform or buy your product or buy your course or sign up for a membership site that you own and control. So when it comes to email, I'm not even necessarily recommending this just for the apocalyptic vision of YouTube banning your account, or TikTok, or Instagram, or any of these sites outright banning you. It can just be one of those things where people might not be paying attention at that time as much to that platform. People go in waves. Maybe they're not checking YouTube all that often. However, I think just about all of us are regularly checking email, whether it's for work or whether it's personal. Email is just always something that's very central to our lives. So on that note, if you've got a ton of Twitter followers and a ton of people subscribed to your YouTube, or a ton of people subscribed on Instagram or TikTok or whatever it is, there is a significantly higher chance that somebody is going to open an email from you than they are to see your Instagram post or your tweet or your YouTube channel if nothing else is pointing to it. So again, not only is it the peace of mind that it provides you, but even just sheer engagement kind of makes email a no-brainer. I think one of the challenges is that email just isn't pretty. It's not fun. It's not interesting. Whereas something like gaining followers and subscribers is kind of glorified in today's creator communities. Amongst the creators, everybody wants to be a YouTuber or a TikToker or an influencer. I really don't like that word, but again, it's always followers, it's always likes, it's always shares. But again, if you've got 1 million subscribers and 0 of them are on your email list, well, they're not really your subscribers, are they? So there's an old saying that goes something like, if you want a tree in your yard, the best time to plant it would have probably been about 10, 15 years ago. The second best time to have planted it is right now. The same applies to email. So I'm not sponsored, and that's not really the point of this video. But if you are looking for an email service provider, the one that I've been using for probably the last 5 or 6 years or so is one called ConvertKit. And so with ConvertKit, what you can do is you can set up a free account, create a free landing page, and for up to 300 subscribers, you can start the process of building your email list. In terms of how you implement this, it's pretty simple. What you can do at the end of every single of your videos, or in your YouTube description, or on your website, or in your TikTok bio, just link to that email list and say that if you want to make sure that you hear from me, make sure that you sign up, and I'll never spam you or annoy you. I'm just going to tell you when I make you something valuable if you like what I'm creating. Some other things you can do that are a little bit more creative is you can create an ebook or a special video course, or even just a single video or a podcast series that people can only access if they sign up for your email list. Or if you're a developer like me, I've created a totally free app by the name of Startboard that a lot of people have signed up for. So there's a lot of different incentives and things that you can do beyond just saying, sign up to hear from me, in order to get people onto that email list. So I could probably teach a whole course on ideas for ways to get people to sign up for your email list. And I might do that. I might do a mini series here on YouTube or elsewhere. So if that's something that you'd like to see, be sure to leave me a comment, and that's something I can put into the works. But again, my only goal with this video, if you take nothing else away from it, is just to remember how incredibly important it is to have an email list. Start an email list today, and you're better off than 99% of other creators out there today. Whew, but it is getting really cold. So as always, if you found this video useful, be sure to hit that like button. Subscribe if you're not already. Of course, sign up for that email list. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one. And I do like Idaho, but this is ridiculous. It is really cold.